but your cash flow, like I'm a big, like $300 to $400 a month. I'm happy. It's like net cash flow to me. I know I'm going to make my money over the long run. But some of these homes that you have are cash flowing like $600-700,
850.
even eight. But to be fair, now that supports itself. It's a gorgeous home. Yeah, could you talk a little bit about that deal? Okay, all set. You're like, yep, been ready for the last hour.
Except for 45 minutes now.
I'm sorry. Thank you so much again for coming on. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. This is John Fedro with mobilehomeinvesting.net. I'm so happy to have George here with me. George, thank you for being here.
So happy to be here, John. So great, happy to be here.
Like, okay, this is not the first time that we have recorded this, but thank you so much for coming back on. The first copy of this was unusable, although it was really good, and I hope that we can cover a lot of the same stuff. You are very active. You've been. Let's just kind of dive right in. How long have you been investing in mobile homes?
I've been investing in mobile homes for a little over a year now. I got started at the end of April last year.
Any real estate history before that?
No real estate history at all. I tried the wholesaling thing aspect of it, didn't work out, but no, other than that, nothing.
Why do you think, like looking back, like rationally, why do you like what's one sentence why the wholesaling thing didn't work?
I didn't put in the effort.
Okay, dude, man, that's such a mature answer. Yeah. Now, before, so no real estate history prior to that. You got started with mobile homes. You were in the northeast area of the country. You're obviously younger. Let's talk about that for a second. Not so much your location, although I do want to talk about that, but your youth. Do you think that's been a positive, a negative for other people? Do you think it's been a negative in your own mind? Anything like that?
I think it's been a positive. Everything that I've been doing for the last few years, I always hear, "Oh, you're younger than I thought you were. You're younger than I thought you would be." But it's good because once you start communicating, maybe at first people are off put, but once you start communicating with them, they understand that you're on that same maturity level, and then plus you're younger, so they want to give you more of a chance too at that point, as opposed to some older guy coming in trying to work the business.
Really well said. You mean specifically for the managers or for sellers in general?
So that's specifically for the managers. Sellers, as long as you have the money, that's all they care about. Buyers, as long as you have the house, that's all they care about.
That's a good point. So you've been hearing a ton of like other investors being like, "Oh, I wish I got started when I was your age," or like, "Now's the time to get," yeah, all that stuff.
I hear people that are 18 years old and I go, "I wish I got started when I was your age." Cycle.
I remember I was talking about this with a buddy of mine, and I used to my voicemail still might be deeper, but all my phone calls, like I'd be talking to my friends, and I'd get a business call, and it'd be like, "Hey guys, so this is this and this. Hello, this is John Fedro talking to you," and my voice would instantly go deeper, and all my friends would joke with me, and I didn't really even realize I was doing it. And then when I went to see people, sellers usually, or sometimes buyers, they'd be like, "I was talking to you?" And then,
What are you, 10?
like in my mind, I thought it was such a big deal being young, or like people wouldn't respect me, or they wouldn't. And it doesn't matter. Like, you don't need to know all the answers, like you said. And as long as they know that you care or that you have the money, it's like, or can get the money. That's
all that matters.
Totally well said. Now you're in, like we said, the sort of northeast area of the country. When you got started, you had no mobile home experience. Can you touch on a little bit about that, the sort of the self-help or the motivational aspect of your life?
So prior to this, I did a lot of, and I'm still doing it. I still have clients and whatnot, but I did a lot of online, go on stage speaking. I got flown out to California multiple times, speaking from like 800 people, 900 people. Did a lot of inspirational speaking, recorded a video a day for over 2 years, spreading my message, reading a lot of books, self-help, personal development. That's like, I built a business around that, a great business around that. So I was already into that aspect of it, communicating with people, going to different events, mentors that are multimillionaires, billionaires, like communicating with these different types of people. So I wasn't shy. Let's just put it that way.
So what I heard, amazing to have mentors, and you busted your it's definitely unorthodox, the motivational, the speaking, especially being, the young age, although that doesn't matter. You were surrounded by these mentors. So you don't mind busting your butt. Now you're shifting it towards mobile homes. Do you think that with mobile homes, I guess, how many hours a week have you been active, and has it been more of a work than you expected or less of work, or what's your...
So in the beginning, it was 24/7. Eat, sleep, and breathe mobile homes. Wake up. The night before, I'd MapQuest, figure out all the different areas to go to. Boom, take off, go to all the parks all day long, get home, make more phone calls, different homes I saw, everything online that I was doing. So talking to potential buyers, so just all day long. That's it. Studying your courses, that's it.
All right. So we make money in the field, talking with people, getting our name out, making offers. So the timeline between when you got started and like you put this into high gear and then you closed your first deal, I guess, sort of what was the timeline, and then could you talk about your very first deal if you happen to remember it?
Yeah, it was a month that it took me to close my first deal. Nice. One of the communities, it's about an hour and a half from me. There's not very many in my vicinity. It was great home. I was driving through the park, saw a bunch of homes for sale signs, got home, called up the lady, asked her how much she's asking for the home. She said $45,000. I said, okay, not paying that much. I gave her my price range of what I'm paying. I said, like, up to $10,000. She said, all right, I'll get back to you. She said, we're looking for this amount. So I said, okay. She called me back a month later. She said, is your offer still on the table? I said, yeah, it's still on the table. Are you willing to drop it? She said, yeah. And then so I went out to take a look at it. I then dropped it even more to $5,000 and I ended up getting it for $3,000. And it was benefiting her because she was out of state. She was just paying lot rent. No one wanted the home. It was just a headache to her at that point. So I was really just helping her out at that point, giving her the amount of money that I did.
So it started at 45 grand?
Yes.
45,000. Do you know how she got to that $45,000 price in her mind at first?
She's had the home for a while. Her mother bought it like 30 years ago. She grew up in it. So, I mean, wow. I think she just threw that number out there because it probably wasn't even worth $45,000 when they purchased it. and another reason why she sold it why she was willing to drop the price is because there were some issues that were wrong with it that she was trying to keep hidden. And once I turned things on, the water wasn't working. It's shooting out of the side of the house. So there were different issues.
Whoa. She was like, sellers lie? Is that what you're saying?
Sellers lie. Make sure you check everything before. I had another situation just recently, but make sure you check everything before you buy a home.
Now, how did that one go that you couldn't test it? You just didn't, you didn't have the confidence to like test everything, or you just believed it, or it wasn't turned on, or you had to do this too quick, or how is it that you didn't, because on that first deal you said that water was shooting out everywhere. Is that the case?
Yeah, so the water was off. Okay. Wasn't able to get it turned on. I had to put it in my name if I was getting it turned on. So I thought, and I was going with her word. So I said, you know what, we'll just, and because the home was decent inside. Everything looked clean and everything looked nice. So I figured it was in good condition. But yeah, so I didn't check it because I had to turn it on.
But the condition of the home, I mean, you are obviously happy with that. And
yeah, 100%.
Talk, how big was this home? And then can you talk briefly about just the repairs that you put in?
So this home was real. This doesn't even look like a mobile home. 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1.5 bathroom, little laundry room area, eat-in kitchen, dining room, family room. I put in, what we did to it is we fixed some soft spots in the floor, fixed some of the pipes underneath the home. Basic stuff, really. Tar on the ceiling, on the roof and everything. Fixed the flooring in parts of the home with new wood floor, not with laminate, I guess it's called. Some painting was done to it. So I mean, real basic things, and yeah, nothing crazy.
It sounds nice. How many? What year was it?
It was a 1972, I want to say.
Okay, nice. Single wide?
Double wide.
Double wide, nice. Are you finding a lot of the mobile homes in your areas are singles or double or just a mix?
It's a mix. And actually this one had a sunroom with a jacuzzi in it and a full deck around the whole entire house.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Around the entire, that sounds nice.
Not the entire, and the entire front portion of the home and the sides of the home, not the back.
Still, no, that's still really nice. So what was you purchased that one for around $5,000, give or take. You're in it for another couple grand at least.
Purchased it for 3,000, in it for a couple more grand.
Any tips on the plumbing issue? Like, what you would do differently, either with the checking it out or repairs? Was it just a quick, easy fix? Or
Yeah, it was a quick, easy fix. That one was, luckily. I would definitely get the water turned on. I mean, a lot of situations you can't though, because you need to put it in someone's name if the home's vacant, if it's empty. If it's in someone's name already, get it turned on. Make sure you check it. If it's not, if you want to get it put on your name for a couple dollars and take a little more time to actually buy the home, do that. Rather be safe than sorry. Have someone look under it. I don't know. Yeah.
you're doing the repairs yourself?
So yeah, so I'm not personally doing the repairs, but I have other people that are doing the repairs.
Nice. Okay.
Yes.
Do you going back to the water? The water is sent by the local municipality. It's not by the park.
Yeah. So that's another thing. Some parks do pay for the water, so it's already on. So that can work out to your benefit as well. But yeah, we have to pay through a separate company, the city.
Okay. You're in an area of the country where the temperature can fluctuate greatly. Has the freezing weather, I think, kind of winter's past us now. Has the freezing weather? Nope. What's been surprising about the freezing weather, or do you feel like you were prepared with winterizing things, or what have you been seeing?
No, I was not prepared. One of the homes I ended up getting back. There was a situation, the wife and the husband, they broke up. They ended up getting back together, so she moved back in with the husband, and I just helped her out, taking the home back. Was not prepared to winterize that one, do anything with that one. It gets cold here. It got cold this winter, that's for sure. I mean, the winterization process, it's a simple process. Just a few things you need to do to it. So once you have that done, it's good to go. But also, I would recommend to put oil in it and just have it on low, even if you do winterize, because you don't want anything inside the wires or anything freezing, especially as cold as it got this year. And I would try not to hold on. I mean, I'll be prepared this winter going into it, but last winter, I didn't want to hold any homes. A lot less buyers on the market as well. I held them for longer than ever before.
So that brings up a good topic. So while the weather was freezing, you noticed not only your homes taking longer to sell, just a lot fewer phone calls?
Correct. Yes, a lot fewer.
How about on the selling side? Were people still trying to sell their homes, or not so much?
No, I wasn't getting any calls or anything. There weren't many people, wasn't finding any homes. There weren't many people looking to sell. But I wasn't actively going out and looking for them as I was in the spring season as well, just because it was colder and I didn't want to getting guys in to do the work and everything. Just was a little more of a process.
What would you change?
Yeah, so I would just make sure the oil heats in the home, make sure the heating system, like everything's good with the heating system. And I would, just finish them off. Get a line of buyers that are ready to move in the winter as well, or just prepared for holding costs.
Good. Buy it with knowing that you're going to be holding it. Now, when you said things virtually slowed down or to a standstill, what weeks were those? What months were those? Or was
December and January?
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Towards like mid-November till I would say the end of January.
A lot of your homes have oil heat on them?
Yeah, okay. Decent amount do.
That's common up in the north and northeast. Do you just ballpark? How many deals or homes are you holding now in your portfolio?
Right now we have five.
Nice.
Currently.
All right. Yes. Do you feel like that's been like you've been tiptoeing these first few this first year, or has it been like you've been learning and getting things ramped up for now this next year you're just going to crush it? Or do you feel like, no, this is what I was going for, these are all quality homes, I got good people in them? What's your thoughts there?
Yeah, so I see it as I was getting ramped up because I was doing a lot, not the physical work, but everything else on my own. I had one guy doing the work inside the homes, but now I'm actually have a team of guys that are going to be doing things, so it's going to be a lot smoother. Looking to possibly already get 3 homes this month.
Nice.
So we're gonna ramp up. We're taking over here.
Did you? Can you talk about that? Like, do you want? So you have a handy person for sure.
Yeah.
Prepare person. And then did you want to outsource other things? Because right now you're wearing all the hats: finding homes, negotiating them, talking to people, networking, managing. Obviously the repairs and paperwork. Did you want to outsource some of that? Do you feel comfortable doing that, or what's like your best use of time?
My best use of time for this business is negotiating the home prices and negotiating the home prices, finding the homes and negotiating the prices. Everything else can be outsourced. But I want to be on that first phone call. So Scott, go back a little bit. I want to be on that first phone call. I want to be the one that's negotiating the deals. That's my best use of time. Everything else can be outsourced. And it's after the year of me figuring these different things out. Because if I just went into it and said, let me outsource everything, I wouldn't know how to do this, how to do that. I know how to do everything now, though, so I can outsource comfortably.
Are you in senior parks?
Not in any senior parks. I worked with one of the senior parks. They wanted to get me in there. I didn't launch on that one, but I may this year.
What was stopping you at the time?
I just didn't know the pool of buyers wasn't as big, and I had other homes that I was working on, so it was tough working with those as well.
That's a good point. So when you did have like too many homes that you were working on, you know, and it was like, okay, my bandwidth is spent and I can't do any more. What were you so busy doing before?
So I was doing a lot of stuff. So when I did have a home that was being worked on, I was pretty much overseeing everything. I was like I guess not the property manager. I don't know what they call those, but
general contractor.
General contractor, yeah. Look, I was pretty much looking over all the work, making sure everything was done correctly, driving back and forth to the homes and everything. So I was doing a lot of the hands-on, not physical labor. I was doing some of it, but a lot of the going there, being there, feeling the need to be there. But I expanded my capacity now, so I'm capable of seeing like 3 homes at once, 4 homes at once. Now,
so you came, like we were talking about before, you came into mobile home investing, and this is a real estate business, of course, but it's by far a people business. Do you feel like if you hadn't had all of that, the people skills training, that this business would have been more of an uphill battle?
100%. And through that, because what I would do previously is a lot about the subconscious mind as well, a lot about your mentality, getting deep into your mindset and everything. And I built that discipline in the past. I had the self-discipline. I have everything. So I'm able to go out there when I know I have to do something, I'm capable of doing it. And the communication skills as well. It would have been a lot harder, would have been a lot more like shy, not comfortable doing things. I love doing things that are uncomfortable for myself at this point. I trained myself to love that. So that's why it was so simple for me, just going after doing it.
Oh my gosh. I mean, like, people that are listening, like, in fact, even me, like, how do you I guess the pain has to be enough that you want to, like, how do you train yourself to be comfortable swimming in the discomfort, like leaning against, like learning skills that you don't know and talk. I mean, just good for you. I mean, actually, if you have like an answer, that'd be.
It's knowing what it's leading you to. As a lot of people say, it's your why, but what is it leading to me? What am I looking to build right now? What do I want to build? Do I just want to do this? Do I want to do that? Do I want to be the same as everyone else? Or do I want to build something huge, epic, something grand? And even one thing that really benefited me was just watching interviews of successful people like Jeff Bezos, like Mark Zuckerberg, like Sam Zell, all these guys, watching these interviews and seeing what they went through, how they had to push themselves to achieve that level of success. Because if you want to achieve a level of success, which is beyond where you're at right now, you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. You're going to have to live outside of your comfort zone. It's going to become a very comfortable place outside of your comfort zone.
That's a beautiful thing. A comfort zone is a nice, cozy place, but it's not a lot gets done.
Exactly. They say if you do what the majority of people are doing, you'll end up the way the majority of people are living. Don't want to end up that way. So do the opposite of everyone else. Get out of your comfort zone.
Those I used to have like dream boards all in my home. I have less now. No one's gonna push you as hard as you will. I mean, no one has to. We're adults. It's no one's job anymore, you know?
Mm-hmm. No one wants it as bad as you. No one wants your dreams as bad as you want your dreams.
Seriously. Now this might be like a personal question, but what's a trait that you feel in yourself that you still have to develop more?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. A trait in myself that I still have to develop more is that, I know this isn't like related to mobile homes, but just accepting that other people aren't as capable of pushing themselves above and beyond as I may be because of all of the development that I've done myself. And accepting people for the position that they're in their life and where they are, as opposed to trying to push them to do more, to be more.
Oh my gosh. I think that does relate to mobile homes, or it does relate to people. Well, it obviously relates to people. I think it does relate to mobile homes. Obviously not putting like expectations on your I guess realizing that handymen are people too, and what expectations that we put on people, what expectations that we put on park managers, and expectations that we put on ourselves. I think that's huge. And talking to sellers and just seeing them as a human being and not as like a thing that we can make money on. I think that does make sense to mobile.
Yeah, understanding people and where they're at in their current position. And that's the one thing that you just touched on. Big breakthrough I had going through this business and was realizing why I'm actually doing it. Because in the beginning, I was just looking money. Yeah. But then as you continue to do it and you continue to see the smile on the faces of different families, you continue to see their reactions, how they're changing, how they have a place to call their own, then you really become mission-driven. A lot of extremely successful people talk about that. It's not about the money. It's about the mission. It's about what I'm going after. And people are like, oh, yeah, whatever. But it's so true. I know you know this because of the success that you've had, the success that you continue to have. It is about the mission. And when you can tap into that, it makes everything so much simpler. You're doing it to help families that can't afford homes of their own be able to afford a home like this, be able to afford something that they call their own. And it's incredible once you can see the smile on their faces and how you change their lives and impact their lives.
What's something that's been really like a shock, like just something that you were not expecting? And it can be about maybe a deal that you didn't think, or some just aspect that's been totally like a game changer or a shock to you.
One shock for me was how many people actually are looking for mobile homes. I had absolutely no idea. But once I put up an ad and I spent 5 hours the first day on a phone call because I wasn't really sure exactly how to go about it, on not a phone call, but on multiple phone calls, it's like, wow, there's so many people that want mobile homes.
What's your average down payment that you're finding?
My average down payment, I want to get more than what I'm putting in all in on the home. So anywhere from, I want to say 7 to like 10,000.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
I want to say 7 to 11,000.
Now to be fair, well, first question, the homes that you've sold, any for cash or all on payments?
Payments.
Okay. And then when you're selling these, like you said, you have a handy person there. You're fixing these homes up quite nice. I mean, you would not describe any of these as a handyman special?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. And we're even systematizing even more now, so we know what we're going into it, set game plan. So every community, every park that we work in, every person, they know we do good work. One of the homes that I did sell, the buyer wanted before we were done with the work, so I did sell it before everything was complete, before we put down new carpeting or anything.
Oh, that's great. So you sold the home before you had it completely rehabbed. Did you allow that person to like pick the paint or choose the color or anything like that?
So we just left it. They said they want to move in and they did the work there on their own. So it worked out nice.
So great. And then the folks that you're talking to, like you said, they said, hey, we want to do all the work. And when they're giving you a down payment, you're getting all of the money that you invested back.
Correct.
Yes.
That's my objective.
Yeah. Amazing. Now, how many, you have the 5 homes, potentially 8 at the end of this month, but how many of them would you say, and I guess you don't really have a full, enough experience to really say this, but how many of your deals are like home runs versus like just base hits? And are you okay with that?
I want to say pretty much all of them were home runs. One, I thought I was going to be able to get all cash for. Winter months came around and I didn't want to hold on to it. So that one could have been more of I want to say that was a double.
Okay.
Double or triple. But all the other ones were pretty good.
Your cash flow on some of these, we don't have to get into the specific numbers, but your cash flow, like I'm a big, like $300 to $400 a month, I'm happy. It's like net cash flow to me. I know I'm going to make my money over the long run, but some of these homes that you have are cash flowing like $600-700.
$850.
Even $8. But to be fair, now that supports itself. It's a gorgeous home. Could you talk a little bit about that deal?
Yeah. So that one, that's a nice home. That's the one I thought I was going to be able to sell for all cash. Okay. It's a 2006, I want to say. Beautiful. Everything is extremely nice. Nice deck, siding, beautiful, carpeting, nice. Like everything's perfect in that home. There's no reason why you wouldn't pay that much for it. And compared to the apartment prices and everything, that's a steal for them.
Do you have people ever like bidding you up or like a bidding war, or do you try not to get into that, or that really hasn't happened yet?
Yeah, I haven't had that yet.
Okay.
I have had multiple people that are looking at one home at a time. but I haven't really had a bidding war at this point yet.
Good.
Yeah.
Any issues, any negativeness with either dealing with local realtors, other investors, park managers, any sort of negativeness or people like throwing shade your way, anything like that?
No, at this point there hasn't been any, and I don't expect any shadiness to happen in the future either. But no, I haven't had any shadiness or anything.
Okay. All of
I
your
mean, I guess in like one of the parks maybe I was going to work in, like they were, I don't know, no, but nothing stands out, nothing that pops to mind.
Okay. Are you going to work with that park still, or are there any parks that you won't work with that like you approach the manager and they're like, forget this person?
Um, I mean, there are some parks that said they do the work on their own, they get the homes themselves, but other than that, there wasn't anyone that was like real rude or anything.
Okay, awesome. No,
Yeah.
that sounds pretty regular. So on this phone call, we've been talking a lot about like, some of the good stuff. We've been trying to focus on, the real world stuff, not just, hey, what's the best pie in the sky numbers that you have. Let's talk about a bad deal, or like not a bad deal, but one of the skinniest deals that you had, or a deal that you had a good like learning experience with, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so one deal I had a good learning experience with, I'm still learning from, is one guy, and now that I'm thinking about it, I was talking with my one of the guys who worked on the home. This deal, this guy said, oh, there's just a small little leak on the one of the pipes, just a little thing that needs to get fixed. We spent like 3 months fixing, not 3 months, but like a month fixing the pipes under the home. One would burst. We fixed one, the other one burst. We fixed one, the other one would burst. This guy said that he had someone living in it like recently. The guy just moved out, but now looking back on it, no one lived in that home for probably like 5 or 6 years. Air conditioner unit, the AC unit. He said, oh, yeah, just a small little thing that needs to be fixed. I'll send it over to you. I'll send you over an email with the information. I had guys just recently, last week, actually a couple days ago, Saturday, it's like 3 days ago, look at the air conditioning unit. They're like, this thing hasn't been used since like 2008. Like animals were living in here and this and that. So definitely make sure you don't just take the word of someone who's selling you a home. Make sure you look at everything, get different things. If it's an air conditioning unit, that can be costly, get it inspected. If it's the pipes, either get someone under there, look at them, have the water get turned on. But don't just take the word of a seller, because if they're trying to get rid of a home, they're trying to get rid of a home. And they're going to say what it takes and do what it takes to get rid of it.
If you can't turn on the water next time, what's your plan B? Or I mean, does that kill the deal for you? Or
it doesn't, because I know I could still be, even if the pipes are messed up, like you'd still be profitable with it, extremely profitable with it. I would try to get the water turned on. If not, maybe have someone go under there just to look at it and really get clear with the seller. When was the last time you lived here, and just get proof that last time they used it and everything like that.
That's a really good point. Some sort of maybe water bill, or to calling up the water company. You can even do that and ask them, listen, I don't need to know exact numbers, but do there look, in the last 12, 24 months, has there been any major leaks, any sort of water usage that was just crazy, like an anomaly? And the water companies, in my experience, they will talk to you about that. But going under the home, like you said, having it looked, making sure that at least pipes are connected. You can't tell tiny little cracks. You won't be able to find those. But you can tell maybe how long that water's been on or off. And then, like you said, if you have to replace everything, how much, it sounds like that's what you did. Like you had to, on that one home, you had to like replace all the plumbing?
It was a mess. Not everything entirely, not all the pipes, but every spot that like the pipes disconnected, we fixed one and the other side would pop because it was like PVC. Then we had to get shark bite to really fix it and hold it, and we didn't know that until 3 or 2 weeks after we got PVC. And I went away on vacation to Costa Rica while the home was being worked on still, so it was just like, what's going on?
All right, so did that one turn out to be like?
It did. It turned out to be a good deal.
Okay, still turned out to be a very good deal. What was do you remember your budget for all that, like the plumbing just itself? Was it $1,000 or over $1,000?
I want to say, I mean, with the labor and the parts and everything and the plumbing, probably like $2,000 to $3,000 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So significant. But people need water, and that's a legitimate. I mean, you have to get that fixed.
Yeah. I mean, probably like $2,500. So somewhere in between there.
How did you find your handyman that you're using?
So actually, who I previously used was my father. Me and my father, we had him doing the work for me because he's been doing this his whole entire life, like doing construction and doing all this stuff. So I told him what I was getting into. He's like, all right, you need someone to do the work and stuff. And I said, yeah, let's do it. So I brought him on. Great bonding experience, great bonding time and everything that we had, being able to do all that. Yeah, so it was nice. It was good.
That's awesome. That really is like, I didn't even, I mean, I love the fact that you're keeping in the family and like the money, but it's like just what a great like bonding experience. You're right.
Yeah.
With like for your investment property and you have your dad work or getting like feedback and hey, can you come inspect this property for me? Give me your thoughts. Man, that's awesome.
And it's good because I know he wasn't going to lie to me. Like he's not trying to be deceitful or whatever the word is. He wasn't trying to go behind my back. Like I know where this guy lives. So.
What about your new handyman? Do you got somebody new?
Yeah, so I'm teaming up with someone else, and he has a crew that's been working with him for his previous business and for the business that he still has running, very successful business. So we're bringing in those guys who've been working with him for years and years. Yeah, one key thing with that would be, I guess, just figuring out everything, just overlooking that or getting it set up with them that every single home we go in, we're going to use this type of material. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. If there's anything different that you need to do, run it by. But other than that, this is what we're going to be using.
I love it. So they have right. Let's not waste anybody's time. They have the same vision as we do. You obviously know what people want to buy in your area. You know what sells. Have you heard any negative like comments from people walking through your homes saying like this is too expensive, it's too small, it's too something or other?
So I had a few families say it's too damn cold when it was the winter and I didn't have the oil in there yet. The neighbors said there were people running out. These guys are crazy. This home is freezing.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
and that turned off a lot of buyers in the winter because I had a decent amount going through, but it being cold, I think it was just an initial shock where they were like, I don't even want this home because that's what just triggered in their mind. It's cold in here. There were some cold weeks, so yeah. I almost didn't want to go back in that home in the cold.
That's a really good point. I'm judging from like down here
from your warm weather
south.
over there. Yeah. My 50-degree weather.
So, you get a jacket. You're like, that's a heat wave. So the first 5 deals that you had, by the way, are those all in the same park or in different parks?
No, all different parks. 2 in Pennsylvania, 3 in Jersey. Different parks.
Nice. For those
2 are in the same park. Sorry, but
oh, cool. No, that's hey. And in fact, the more parks, the better because you'll grow organically in those parks that you're already in. So keep up to date with those managers. I guess I'm curious of your goals for the rest of the year. So you want to start outsourcing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Is that going to be sort of, you feel like one of the magic recipes to be able to do double or triple the numbers that you were doing before?
100%. To be able to do double or triple the numbers and to be able to grow other businesses as well. Because this is just systematizing this, creating the passive income, creating the income and continuously growing this, letting this continue to grow and continue to cultivate and grow, but also growing other things as well. So putting your attention into the main priorities, like I said, negotiating homes here. This business is me doing this there, me doing this there. Just the main things that I need to look at. Just like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, like they got these huge friggin' enormous businesses. Some people can't wrap their head around one business, but when you're focused on the main thing, you can have an electric car company and a space company and a solar panel company and a building tunnels under the ground. Like that's what we're capable of. And it's just figuring out the best approaches to do that. And it's learning from mentors, studying with people, and understanding how they go about it.
Would you call yourself more of an investor or an entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur.
Okay. That's what I'm hearing too. I think I'm more of like an investor. Like I love the fact how your brain works. Like I'm mobile home everything. And it's just, but I love the fact it's like, John, mobile homes are not the end of real estate. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is just one business of many that I'm going to have. And you're not like, what do they say? You're not building this business around you, or you're not working in the business, you're working on the business. And I love that. Like, that's so, anyway, that's just, I don't know why that's such like a mind blower to me, or like blows my mind. But that's just awesome. I love the fact that you're getting all these systems implemented. Any advice that you'd give to somebody that doesn't have any real estate experience? Any advice that you'd give to somebody like that?
Going into mobile homes specifically?
Maybe not. Maybe just real estate in general. You have some real estate experience as well.
Figure out what you want and just do it. But get completely clear. Get completely clear on what you want. Get clear that you're going to be willing to do whatever it takes to get it and get it done. Tunnel vision, go, 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 go. Because there will be distractions. There will be this. There will be that. There will be excuses that you can make. There will be cop-outs. You can say, oh, I'm going to do this instead. This is hard. This is tough. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. It's going to be challenging. But if you want it, you have to go get it. No one else is going to get it for you.
You are different than anyone else that I've interviewed on this like Skype calls, because you have been put in a unique situation at a very young age. You have many mentors. You surround yourself with successful people. You push yourself more than most people do, including myself. You and you and I did find each other, and I imagine that you vetted me somehow, or instead of working with somebody more local. So I guess the question I have, and not for me, but for the folks listening, George, what advice would you give to somebody that's brand new in real estate, like we just mentioned, and it's like, they have to decide what they're doing, and then it's like, okay, I've decided what I want to do. Now I'm like a babe in the woods. I need to trust somebody to get me to this promised land. What type of advice do you have for people? Any like secrets or things that you would do like to vet a mentor? And I assume that you have more mentors, than just me.
Yeah. Make sure they have results. So make sure that they have the results. They're not just talking. And listen to your intuition. One of the most powerful things that we ignore, one of the most powerful things, our intuitions are literally guiding us, letting us know when things feel right, things are right. If you feel off about someone that you're working with, someone that you're potentially working with, you feel they're going to screw you over, you feel just these feelings come up, don't do it. That's literally your guidance right there, telling you should or shouldn't be doing it. So listen to your intuition, most powerful thing. Any extremely successful person will tell you that. And then looking for their results. If they have the results, then boom, continue to go. And if there's someone who does coach other people online, or does these things online, or helps other people, look at who they're helping. Ask the people that they're helping. Ask their other clients. Ask other people, what are the results you've gotten? What was your experience like with them? Because they have firsthand experience. Ask them. Don't just go into it blind.
Smart. I like that was a combination of like logical and like the gut feeling. And the logical is like, okay, that makes sense. But then that gut feeling, I think that you're like that gut feeling, that can be screaming at you. But if you don't know how to listen to it, you can just you just don't give it enough credit or enough weight. Because I've sold... I don't know how many mobile homes I've sold to people where I got a gut feeling, granted on payments, tenant buyers, where I had a gut feeling, it's like, don't work with this person. Yes, they have a little bit of money, but don't work with this person. And I didn't know why. I don't know if I was socially mature enough. I didn't have the experience to like say, oh, that's why, or this is why. But now it's like, anyway, I just totally, the gut feeling is huge. Not just in like mentors, but in maybe just in people in general, like relationships.
Everything, every single part of your life. 99% of people don't listen to their gut. Even with, let me take this risk, let me take this chance. What do I desire? What do I want to do? Follow that gut feeling. Follow your intuition, because it is literally telling you what you should and shouldn't be doing. I get real deep into like spiritual aspect of it, but we're not going to go there in this call. But listen to it, and just go with it. Follow it. You don't have to know how. You don't have to know exactly how everything's going to happen. Just continue to follow, continue to take the steps forward, and everything is going to work in your favor as long as you're stepping forward. You have that mission in mind. You have that vision in mind, and you're going after it.
That's awesome. Do you did you ever feel in this business that you were spinning your wheels in any sort of way? And if you did it pay off? Was it worth it? Anything that...
As in like doing different tasks, or...
Yeah, maybe something that you did and then you realized, oh, that was a waste of time. In hindsight, that was a little bit of a waste of time.
So one of the homes, the first home, painting it and everything, trying to make it look like HGTV, obviously because people go and just paint whatever they want at that point. It took like 4 days of painting, so that I would have eliminated.
Okay.
But that's pretty much it.
Okay. Do you... George, we could talk about mobile homes for for the rest of the afternoon. Thank you so much for being here. Seriously, I'd love to have you hop on a podcast where we talk maybe about something more specific, but just opening up your business here and talking about what's going on, and I mean your, some goals for the future and just what's helped and what hasn't been helpful. Thank you just so much. Anything else that you kind of want to mention that we didn't talk about?
Before we get off, I just want to give a shout out to you. If John was not on my side throughout this whole entire process, I probably emailed him more than he's gotten emails from everyone else who's ever emailed this world combined in one day. Email, any questions? Boom. So you got questions? Yes, I'll ask you questions. John has been so much help through every single stage of this process. And this is what it comes down to, having the mentors, having people that have done it. Because I could have tried to do it all on my own, but having you there, I wouldn't have been halfway where I am now. Having you there, being able to guide me, share your experience, do this, do that, go about it this way, changed the game completely. So John is a man to listen to. Anything related to mobile homes.
Thank you so much for saying that. It's we were the one reaching out, or you had the questions because you were in the field, you were taking action, you were doing stuff. This would be worthless without you. But thank you for saying that. and moving forward, I'm not going anywhere. And I know you're
never answer your emails ever again.
Blocked. No, but keep it up. I mean, that's good. Every question that you have, it deserves an answer. Like real time, you should have a lot of questions, and that's how I know that you are busy and doing things.
Even when I would go on like 6 appointments in one day, I'd send you all the pictures of every one of the homes.
I'd love it.
All right, sick, George.
It's like bring it on.
Hey, but you would comment on every single one, this, that, and like, wow, this guy's a machine.
All the crap that you were going through, that you've gone through, not all of it, but a lot of it. And then the stuff that you are still going to go through. I've been through some of it. I've been through a lot of it. I'm going to be here. If I don't know the answers, I'll help you out. We'll find them together, but you can always get me or reach out. So anyway, thank you so much for the folks watching this. Thank you if you're still watching, thank you. As me and George just love each other. Like this love fest right now. Thank you, George, again. Seriously, the everything that you've accomplished, and not just with this program, but even before that and moving forward, I'm really glad to know you. And I know this is like the ground floor of something huge. So
yeah, no, I'm excited.
Thank you again. Anything else, I'm sure we'll talk soon. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Adios.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm pretty sure I can stop it and we can keep talking.